Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Ultima 6, The False Prophet. In our previous episode, we went exploring into some of the caves of Britannia in order to level up our characters, and we're going to continue that today with the Swamp Cave. So let's get started. We're going to go ahead and use the Orb of the Moons, which, as you may remember, is in Shamano's possession. We're going to place it one step to the north of the Avatar to go directly to Lord British's castle. Now, since our characters are not maxed out right now on their hit points, let's go ahead and pay a quick visit to Lord British himself. As you may remember, when the character is sleeping, we can always cast Dispel Magic upon them, and that will wake them up. Success. Let's ask him to heal the party. There we go, everybody's maxed out and we're ready for this new adventure. So, we're here in the town of Britain, in Lord British's castle specifically, and we're going to go ahead and head south down towards the docks. Remember from a previous episode, that's where we left our ship, and in order to reach the Swamp Cave, we're going to go ahead and take our ship and head eastward out of Brittany Bay and along the southern coast of the northern part of the Britannian continent. Now what we're looking for, let's go ahead and use our sextant. We're currently located at 11 degrees south and 6 degrees east. What we're looking for is going to be located at about 40 degrees east, so we're going to have a little bit of a ways to go, and we'll use our sextant to let us know when we get there. Okay, we're at 13 degrees east, we just need to keep going a little further. We're at 21. We're passing just about underneath where the Shrine of Compassion is right now. And as we hit about 30 degrees, we'll be passing just south of the town of Cove. So we've got about 10 degrees left to go. Alright, we're just about there. Let's go ahead and start heading north. Now in the previous game, in Ultima 5, the area that we're heading towards here, which, there it is, was the home of a mage named Grendel. This mage had been working on a spell that backfired and transformed him into a giant rat. And he was living as a giant rat in his hut here in this area. It was previously entirely swampland. And you were able to talk with him in that game and learn a spell from him. But we're going to go ahead and disembark here. His house is no longer here, although the swamp is still here. But what is here is instead a minor dungeon known as a Swamp Cave. We're just going to wander around here really quickly and just find the entrance. And there it is. This is the Swamp Cave. Alright. The Swamp Cave is a little bit bigger than some of the previous dungeons we went into in our last episode. It's not that it's particularly harder, although there are a few formidable enemies in here. But it is larger. It's 4 levels deep. Now there's a combat going on somewhere. I'm not certain if that's within this same dungeon or if we're picking up on combat that might be happening beyond these walls. We're going to keep our eyes out, though. Alright, here on level 1, there's some alligators already. Now, as you may remember in our previous episode, we were able to level the Avatar up to level 6, But we want to continue to level up our other characters. We want to get Dupre and Yolo and Shamino up to level 6 as well. So let's go ahead and put Dupre in solo mode and let him do all the work. Alright, like I said, we're here on the first level of the dungeon, of the cave, and the only way south right now is across this bridge, across this water. It's a very straightforward dungeon, not a whole lot of twists and turns like some of the other dungeons in Britannia. But it is still worth exploring because, like we said, there are monsters to kill to get experience, and there is some treasure to find, as you'll see when we get to the bottom level. Let's see how Dupre is doing. Alright, 1,262 experience. Slowly but surely we're getting there. Let's continue on our way. Let's take a look and see what's in this chamber here. Ah, giant squid. Unfortunately, Dupre's been poisoned, but we'll cure that soon enough. Okay, it's running away. Let's see if we can get a little closer to it here. Excellent. Gave us 30 experience points. That's not too bad. Let's go ahead and quickly cure Dupre of his poison using the Dispel Magic spell, and we'll continue on our way. Like I said, whenever we run into water in dungeons, it's usually a pretty good spawn point for monsters, be it giant squids, my goodness, that Hydra just cast Chain Lightning on us, and that did quite a bit of damage to us, spread out amongst all our characters. I think Dupre can still take it single-handedly, though. Let's see what happens. Excellent, Dupre was successful. At this rate, he will quickly reach level 6. Alright, well, we found some gold, and I believe it's a little too heavy for us. Let's see if another character can carry it. Perhaps Santre. And I believe I saw some gems up here as well. Yes, let's have Yola go ahead and pick those up as usual. But like I said, these waterways are usually a good spawning point for various types of monsters. Sea serpents, giant squids, and a lot of times alligators spawn along the edges. In addition to the random enemies like these, such as bats. Yeah, unfortunately, this leveling up process at this part of the game is just a little bit tedious. It requires a lot of what they call grinding, and that's just, there's no real way around that at this point of the game. Alright, well, we've explored this portion of the dungeon pretty thoroughly. So we're going to go ahead and continue on and head to the northern part of this floor. Alright, here's where we went south. There was a fork, and we haven't gone this way yet. So let's continue on, and here's another fork in the road. Let's head over here and see what's over in this large room. Possibly a sea serpent and a mongbat, assuming we're not, again, picking up combat from another location. Yeah, seems like that's happening in another nearby dungeon. The unfortunate thing about the game picking that sort of stuff up is that it slows us down because we have to wait as things happen. Ah, but speaking of sea serpents... Alright, Dupre, you're up. Let's make sure we're keeping an eye on everybody's hit points here. And let's see what he can do. No one ever accused Dupre of lacking courage. Even when he was facing 2 sea serpents single-handedly. The sea serpent cast as you notice, he cast a fire spell there that hit his own guy. His own comrade. Fortunately, Dupre is now in critical health here. I think we're going to need to go ahead and maybe cast a healing spell on him and perhaps allow the other characters to join in here. Yeah, Dupre's almost dead, so let's quickly cast Great Heal upon him. There we go, his hit points are back to full strength. Now, if you'll notice, the other sea serpent seemed to run away for a moment. It looks like the spell being cast by the one sea serpent actually caused the other one to go critical. Now, unfortunately, Dupre's too far away to hit these guys, and they're going to continue to run away towards the center of this pond, so I do have a strategy for that. Let's go ahead and move Dupre's weapons over to Leodon for right now. We'll go ahead and hand the Avatar's halberd to Dupre. Oh, that's not going to happen. He's got too much stuff. Alright, well how about we also move this gold to Santre? Okay, that won't work. How about to Leodon? There we go. Dupre can now carry this halberd. And kill the sea serpent in one mighty blow. Now he's going to have to chase the sea serpent down and wait for it to come into range. Looks like it's actually regained its courage, so we'll finish it off. There we go. Sea serpent has been killed. Dupre's now up to 1,428 experience. That's pretty good. We are definitely making progress. Everybody else is in alright shape. So let's go ahead and let him continue to carry the halberd for now until he's done leveling up. Alright, let's move these torches over to, I meant to say to Leona. And we'll use another one. And we'll continue our exploration. Alright, well we passed a stairway leading downwards just a moment ago. But let's hold off on actually going down to level 2 for just a moment. I believe that stairway with, yeah, there it is. Let's hold off on going down just a moment. There's a little bit more of the first level that we can explore. Yep, we must be near an area of another dungeon where sea serpents and mongbats often spawn. Somewhere beyond these walls, and that's unfortunately, I don't want to call it a bug, but that's one of the things about Ultima 6 that has to do with the way it was programmed. As I mentioned in the last episode, all of the dungeons are laid out on one single map. They don't each have their own individual map, you know, to save, I guess to save file size space. And because of that, well, all of these black areas are actually other dungeons that we're not in, but they are still spawning as if we were there. Ah, there's another sea serpent. Let's quickly get up there and protect our party. As you notice, the sea serpents combat each other. Ah, well actually, notice that there are mongbats here, in addition to the sea serpents. It could be that this is what we were witnessing. I might have been mistaken. In this case, it was not a dungeon nearby. It was actually happening just right here. Wooden shield and leather armor. Let's definitely search these mongbats. Ah, more combat's going on. The Mongbats are fighting each other. It's fleeing because it's critical damage, and now it is dead as well. Alright, let's see if we can open up this chest. Okay, let's have the party go on and collect these items here. And then we'll check Dupre's level in terms of his readiness to level up. Okay, Leodon seems to be the perfect person at this point to pick up gold. She's got quite a bit of encumbrance left. Shamino, as usual, will pick up food. Yola will continue to pick up gems. And there we go. Now let's take a look at the party here. Let's take a look at Dupre's experience. He's at 1,584. He is almost ready to level up. Just one or two more enemies and we are there. And it looks like an enemy answered the call. It's willing to be the noble sacrifice to get our character up to level 6. They're very good at evading. But if I could only hit it, there we go. It only takes one hit with that halberd. And unfortunately, Shamino was poisoned by that. Alright, let's quickly dispel magic, cure his poison one more time, and we'll have Leodon pick up this gold. Alright, so Shamino is now at level 6, once we talk to a shrine. That's fantastic news. Let's go ahead and move his halberd back to the avatar, so the avatar will have it for use. We'll move his usual weapons and armor back to him. Go ahead and re-equip those. And now he has enough encumbrance left that he can begin picking up gold again if we need him to. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and have Shamino begin fighting all the enemies from now on, so he can level up. Alright, we're almost done here with level 1 of the swamp cave. Quickly have Shamino step in here. Shamino already has a halberd, so he shouldn't have any problem fighting many of these enemies. That halberd's great at getting those enemies before they can get too far away. Now Shamino, Dupre has 29 strength and a 23 dexterity. Shamino is a little bit more rounded, but he doesn't have quite as much a high strength, so it may be that he won't be able to do quite as well as Dupre does when it comes to defeating these enemies. But we'll see. He seems to be doing alright on his own. Alright, there's no bridge to cross this water, so as usual, Santre is going to go ahead and drop the skiff right here, and the party will go ahead and use it to cross. There's quite a bit of gold here to pick up. Looks like the battle continued between those sea serpents and mongbats. They must have respawned back over where we were before. And as you can see, while we have to wait for them to go through their entire round of combat, I can't do anything. And that's one of the downsides of the turn-by-turn combat that's going on here. When we get down to one of the lower levels of this dungeon, you'll see why that becomes particularly frustrating, having to wait for every single enemy to go before you can move. There's a certain enemy that we're going to run into that makes it an incredibly tedious process trying to fight. And I'll also show you how you can deal with that. There is a way around that problem when the time comes. Quickly look at these bones. Whoever this poor adventurer was They left nothing on, and those bones have been picked clean. Alright, let's quickly use the boat. Looks like there's a passageway leading just up to the north here. Another one of these impassable waterways. And some slimes. Well, Shamino, get to work. Time to earn your keep. Let's keep an eye on his experience levels as we kill these enemies. These slimes don't give much per death. Less than 10 experience each. About 8 each. But there's a lot of them, so... And they do split, meaning that this will be worth, once it's all said and done, quite a bit of experience. Alright, that got us to almost 1500 experience for him. He's very rapidly going to be where we need him to be. And then we can work on some of our other characters who are already much lower in experience, so it won't take them quite as long to level up to where we want them to be. Alright, so that's the entirety of level 1 of the Swamp Cave. We'll go ahead and take this passageway downwards. This stairway. We'll head over this way and explore what's up here. Quickly have Shamino kill this snake before they can poison any of the party and make us have to waste our reagents on curing their poison. Yeah, I didn't really explain it fully in the previous episode, but if you can get if your characters are strong enough to equip halberds and you can afford them, I really do recommend them. The reach and the power of that weapon in this game really does make it one of the best weapons in the game. Alright, well here's a bunch of random equipment somebody left behind. Something must have died here. And there's a corpser there. If you can notice here, look here at the ground. I don't know if you can see, but there's this little black mark here. As we were walking up, this moved over, almost like something invisible was there. It's something buried, and it's following us. It's buried in the floor. Ah, and the torch just burned out. Let's quickly use one. And then have Shamino attack this corpser directly. There we go, and it's dead. Unfortunately, they don't leave behind corpsers. But this is what the corpser did. It went ahead and obviously killed someone and kept all of these items. None of this is of any particular use to us. Two-handed axes are very strong and useful. And that's a pretty powerful helm right there. A gargoyle helm. But the swamp boots are often useful. I think we'll go ahead and grab those swamp boots. In case we pick up another character at some point, we can have those. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll head further south into the other parts of the second level of the Swamp Cave now. Ah, and a Reaper is there. Several Reapers are there. At this point, we're going to go ahead and allow the whole party to go into combat because this could very quickly become a very tedious, long battle because Reapers are very powerful. Let's go ahead and begin combat. I'm going to move one step closer and then we're going to start. Oh, Dupre has become charmed. I don't want to begin combat. Let's go ahead and... Actually, I will go ahead and... I'm sorry. I was worried about my characters attacking Dupre. Let's do what we should have done the last time this happened. Quickly dispel magic upon him. Success. And now Dupre is attacking the Reapers as he should be. Okay, the first Reaper has been killed. Let's move down to the next row. The second Reaper has also been killed. A third Reaper has been killed. I believe we got all of them. I somehow didn't notice the fourth one being killed. Let's take a look at everyone's experience points. Shamino is now almost at 1600. Yolo will quickly get there once we let him take over. Leona still needs a little bit more to get to 400, as is Leodon. And Santre, to get to level 5, will need to get to 800. Only 300 more. Our characters are doing quite well. Let's quickly search all of these corpses. Tree corpses. It's a very strange forest when you find coins in every tree. Now, Reapers, one of the reasons I wanted to have the whole party attack the Reapers. If you remember, I was mentioning it, there's something that happens that can be quite tedious, a very tedious battle. That's what happens when you fight Reapers sometimes. Reapers have the ability to cast spells, as you probably saw, in addition to attacking physically. In fact, they are quite powerful magic users. One of the spells they cast is Summon Insect Swarm. If they do that, well, prepare yourself for a very tedious, long battle. There is a portion of this dungeon we'll be running into where there are going to be some more Reapers, and you may well see that for yourselves, and I'll demonstrate. Remember when we were walking and all those Mongbats and Sea Serpents fought, and we had to wait until they all had their turn before we could move? Imagine dozens of insects, each with a very fast speed rating, each one basically meaning they each get to go more than once per turn, each getting to take their turn before you can take one step, and all of them incredibly fast and hard to hit. So attacking them and actually killing them takes 5, 6, 10, maybe more rounds, and every time you swing and miss, you have to sit and wait for them to go multiple times. It's torturous. Now there is a solution if that happens. If we do run into a battle with Reapers where they summon insect swarms, which I hope happens so I can show you the way to deal with that, there are ways around that and I will explain that in a little while if that happens. Alright, so we passed the ladder where we came up and we're continuing to head southwards here. We're going to cross this bridge. Somehow I missed that snake, I didn't notice him. But luckily, Shamino made quick work of him. Shamino is now known as the Snake Exterminator. People call him whenever they have infestations of snakes in their homes. Okay, there's the ladder leading back upwards. If you remember that first ladder we passed before, leading downwards, that's where that will lead to. In the room where we fought those sea serpents. Alright, continuing to the right, there's a giant squid. Shamino should be able to make quick work of it with his halberd. There we go, and he is now over 1600 experience. We will now allow Yolo to take over for the rest of the next portion to attack enemies. Now we could go ahead and cross the water here using our boat, but that will just lead to the same place that this upper corridor will lead, so let's go ahead and go this way instead. Both of these corridors lead to the same place, eventually. In fact, if we were to head down this way, it will eventually lead us to the same place. What in the world is that? Why, it looks like a daemon. Alright, Shamino, you're up. Let's see what you can do and whether you can defend your party members. Leodin's taking the brunt of this attack. I'm going to move up so we can protect Leodin. As you can see, daemons are quite strong. And I just forgot. I remembered that I was going to allow YOLO to do the killing here. Let's have the Avatar go ahead and cast some healing spells on our party members here. Okay, I know Shamino needs it. Let's see who else needs healing. Leona could definitely use it. As does Leodin. Meanwhile, Shamino can go ahead and absorb the damage here. Dupre is alright for right now, but the Avatar could use some healing, honestly. Alright, let's allow YOLO to attack this daemon, and hopefully he won't shoot Shamino in the back. Oh, it looks like Shamino has been charmed. Alright, once again, we're gonna have to cast Dispel Magic on Shamino. And that was successful. Now YOLO can attack without Shamino interfering with his crossbow use. I just need to keep an eye on Shamino and YOLO's hit points because they're right up in the front here. Oh, looks like I'm out of bolts. Unfortunately, we didn't bring any more crossbow bolts. What we did bring, however, is a magic bow. I think it's time we put this bow to some use. Let's go ahead and hand this crossbow over to Dupre. Let's go ahead and hand this bag to Shamino. We're going to use that in just a moment. I know a middle of a pitched combat isn't really the time to be doing this sort of stuff. But as far as the game's concerned, no time is passing, as Shamino quickly shoves, okay, never mind, it does take some time. I was gonna say, it would be kind of hilarious if the daemon's just standing there while Shamino was randomly shoving all sorts of food into his bag. Perhaps the daemon is utterly confused by why, in the middle of a combat, his foe is feverishly shoving food items into a sack. Has this person gone completely mad? Does he know something I don't know? Is this some strange war strategy? No one can say. Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and hand these arrows over to YOLO. And let's see how well he does attacking this daemon with a magic bow. Fantastic, we killed it. Let's also shoot this skeleton. One hit, it was killed. Magic bows are quite powerful. Let's quickly search the daemon's corpse, and there was nothing there. Alright, as I was saying, we're heading south now, and this will join up with where that other corridor was, where the waterway intersected it. We'll just glance in here, make sure there's nothing worth looking at. Nope. Another giant squid, which we could quickly make quick work of with our bow here. As you can see, magic bows are pretty useful items to have. And YOLO is well on his way to reaching level 6. Alright. So, sorry for that little interruption, that little strangeness in the middle of that combat. Once again, we're confronted with a waterway. And once again, we can just go around it. If we go up here and continue to the east. And if we just go back south, we're once again on the other side of that waterway. There we go. Now before I continue to the south and continue to the next section, let's quickly just run up into this little area here. I wanted to show you that there is a ladder downwards. We'll remember where that is for later. I don't believe there's anything else in this chamber here. Yeah. But we're going to remember that the ladder's there for when we're ready to go down to level 3. Level 3 is a much smaller area than the level we're on right now. So that should be pretty quick once we get down to it. And once again we face the evil Mongbats. And you can see why we were having that problem of having to sit through so many rounds of sea serpents being attacked over and over again before we can move. The Mongbats can go several times per round as they're throwing those daggers. Mongbat's critical, it's beginning to flee. And we are now out of arrows. Let's quickly move back and have Dupre hand him some more. I don't think we can hand all 50 to him. No, that's far too heavy, but we might be able to hand 25 of them. There we go. And the Mongbat has been killed. Well, we found a chest. Might as well try to open it. Once again, we was trapped, and once again we're poisoned. And once again, the Avatar heaves a heavy sigh and dispels magic once again. Let's quickly grab that gold. Shamino can grab the bread. Put that in the bag there. All right. As you can see, that magic bow makes very quick work of foes. Not quite as strong as a halberd is, but it is a great ranged weapon when YOLO doesn't shoot the Avatar in the back. Shooting the Avatar in the back once is an error. Twice is a coincidence, but when YOLO shoots the Avatar in the back 3 times in a row like that, you really start wondering, what's going on behind the scenes in this party? What did the Avatar do to piss YOLO off so badly? Alright, there's a protection field there, looks like. Wonder what's hidden behind that. Well, we can go ahead and dispel field and find out. And there's the other ladder leading downwards to level 3. And cats. Cats that are attacking us. Only YOLO can save us now. I feel bad about killing these cats. Right about this moment, the Avatar says, "Whatever we do, nobody tell Dr. Cat about this." Now, up until this point, YOLO's been extremely accurate, hitting all of his enemies and doing really well. I'm not sure what changed. We're now out of arrows. Okay. What I think we're going to do now, The magic bow is wonderful and all, but we burn through ammunition so quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and hand Dupre some actual weapons. Sorry, hand YOLO some actual weapons. And we'll see how he does. Oh my! There's a mage down there. This mage must own all these cats, and I'm sure now he's pretty furious with us. I'm gonna let the entire party in on this now, and we're gonna go ahead and get to a real combat here. I'm gonna have YOLO hand his sword back to Dupre. Dupre's gonna go ahead and hand the bow back to YOLO. Just for a moment. We'll go ahead and hand those last 25 arrows to him as well, and we'll let him pick his own targets here. Alright, I think that took care of it. Let's quickly search the bodies and find the spoils of... I hesitate to call it war, whatever this was. Alright, let's go ahead and grab the potion. Shaman will grab the bread, and Dupre will grab the gold. And welcome to the Mage's Sheep Farm. I don't know who this mage was. I'm hoping it wasn't Grendel, perhaps restored to his human form and now gone completely mad and surrounding himself with cats, his one-time former enemies when he used to be a rat. Whoever he was, he's dead now, and, well, we're moving on with our lives. We'll continue with our exploration of the swamp cave in our next video. I'll see you then.